So today we're going to be repairing the crossbanding veneer on the George I chest of drawers. Now it's mainly the corners that have got patches in them everywhere, as they would over 300 years, and we're going to cut those out and we're going to put in some new veneer. Now this corner here, somebody's stuck in a piece of beech. We'll have to get that out, and also above it they've put in another piece of veneer and they've cut right across the mitre of the feather crossbanding. So we'll just get plenty of steam on this old repair and just see if we can loosen that glue up. It's steady as we go with these kind of repairs. And we're just going to get a scalpel and we're just going to try and cut a line there, and this has been stuck on a 45-degree angle, and that's why there's a piece of wood missing next to it and it's already fallen off. So we've got that piece off. Now we've got to get the one above it off. We'll just clean out the repair. There's no glue, and now we'll get some heat onto that other repair, which unfortunately they've cut right across the mitre of the feather crossbanding, so we'll have to make two little pieces of wood to square that corner up as well. And that's that piece off as well. Now we're just going to glue in a block here so we can level the bed up, and then we can glue down some new crossbanding. Now we're just going to cut out some veneer on the bandsaw. And we're going to glue this patch in here with some epoxy, and we're going to cut this walnut, which is a 100-year-old walnut, on a 45-degree angle to make our veneer. And there are veneer strips. Now we've just cut these into shape, slightly oversized, and we're going to glue them into the corner, and we will trim them down on the actual drawer front itself. Now on the bottom of the drawer here, it's a bit of a mess. And they've put glue and bog and all sorts in there. So we're just going to cut this top section out first. Again, we'll be using a bit of heat and a bit of steam. So we're just going to try and loosen the glue up again. We can get this section out and we can glue another piece in. You can actually smell the glue, and it smells like a Bostik kind of glue, which is like a silicone base glue. And it's been pretty stubborn. So we'll just gently pick away at it. There's a little bit of filler, bit of plaster in there as well. And we'll just scrape this glue off here. And you can see it's very sticky, it's like a silicone. And we'll just get a little bit more steam onto this corner and we can get this little piece out. And we've nearly got it. And that's that piece out. Now we've just put a bit more steam again on this other bit. We've softened the wood up so we can just get this piece out as well. You can see how soft the wood is now. Gently does it. And we've got that piece out as well. Now we're just going to clean the bed, get all the glue off it, so we've got a surface that we can stick down another piece of veneer. Now we're just cleaning it out, and we have a piece of veneer here that we're going to cut, and we're just going to glue that in place, make sure that the grain is running in the same direction. And now we'll just take off the tape, and we've got that piece glued in. Now we're just going to cut the section at the bottom, and we're going to put another billet of wood in there, and we'll just glue that in there as well. And that's that bottom section done. Now this corner is full of bog and glue and wax sticks, and it's pretty much just crumbling away. So we're going to have to level this one out as well because there's a big hollow there. But yeah, this corner's just crumbling away. Had so many repairs put in over the years. So we're just going to keep cutting. And the bog there as well, the filler that they've put in at some stage, maybe 100 years ago. Now we'll just put a piece of wood in there to level that out, and then we'll cut our two pieces and we'll glue those in place as well. And that's another corner done. Now we're on the second drawer from the bottom, and we've cut out these two large pieces of pine that were put in above the lock here, and we're just going to put in some feather veneer and glue that down. And the colour is reasonably close, and we'll be able to match that up with pigments when we're polishing. Now this corner again has been cut right across the mitre, so we need to square this corner up. So we're just going to cut in two little tiny pieces of wood just to square that corner up there. And then we'll glue those in place and we'll tidy them up on the actual chest. So we've got the corners done now on the second drawer from the bottom and the big patch that was on top of the lock. And we move on to the next drawer. So now we are on to the smallest long graduated drawer, and there's a piece there under the lock. The corner's cut on this one. It's got a patch in that corner. And yes, this one's going to have to be done as well. So we're just going to glue a piece of wood in here so we can level the bed up. So it's nice and level now, and we can glue down our veneer strips. Just repeating the same process we did on the other drawers. We're just steaming them off. Get them off with some heat. And then we'll just glue our pieces in place and trim them on the drawers. And we've got one there below the drawer that we've done. And this corner as well. And again, we've got to rebuild this corner up. If we come down the side of the drawer, you can see where we're going to glue in the little piece of wood there to level up that bed. And then we can do that corner as well. Now time to move on to the two small drawers at the top. Now it is a long process. It has taken us quite a while to do all this. And again with the top drawers, we might even have one corner that we don't have to do. But that one will have to be done there. And that one will have to be done. And again, same with this one, it's not been mitered. And we've got a patch of beech there that we'll have to cut out. So again, we just cut the old veneer out and put the new strips in. And we will do more trimming when we're polishing. And when we are polishing, we will find more veneer repairs. We always do. And one more drawer to go. We just have a block of wood where we cut all our little strips up and utility blades, and we just trim them up with a small wood chisel, a carving chisel. We don't want to sand the feather cross banding above the repair. We've got to maintain the original patination there. This is why we trim them on the actual chest. And we just keep working away with it until we get it down nice and flat and level. And again, this walnut is probably 150 years old. It is really brittle, it's really hard, and it does tend to crumble quite easily. So we just go very gently with a nice sharp chisel until we get it nice and flat. Now there will be one more video after this one as well, when we are polishing the chest. So we are getting close now, and we will get the rewards of all the work that we put into it. Again, we're just getting it nice and flat. And without touching the wood that's next to it, so we maintain that patination. Now we're just going to sand the edges with some sandpaper, just smooth it up a little bit. Again, just got to get it nice and flat next to the feather veneer above it. So just little tiny bits at a time. Just carving right up to that line. So we'll just wipe them down with a little bit of methylated spirits, and you can see that the colour is quite close, and we'll be able to stain and tone that in better when we're polishing the chest, which will be in the next video, hopefully the last video on this restoration. But it will make a big difference, all these corners that we've repaired. And we've still got this one to do here, that's got a wax stick in the corner, and this one on the end here as well. And this one, well, we just might leave that one for now and come back to it later if need be. So there are over 50 cuts that we had to do just on the drawers. It looks a bit sort of patchy at the moment, but once we start to colour it all in and polish it, all these repairs will blend in and the chest will look a lot more appealing. And we still have the break at the bottom when we repaired the bracket foot, which you can see in the previous videos. We've just got that to do at the bottom here, so we'll do that now. Now we've picked a piece of walnut as light a colour as we could find, and we've just cut the shape out that we want to put in here, and we've cut that in half again. And now we'll just scribe our lines and we'll chisel out the waste and we'll glue this patch in. Now so far we are over 100 hours into this restoration. It has been very time consuming, but most of these really old chests are. But it's going to be a lot of fun polishing it. Now if you do like this video, please like and subscribe so you can get a notification for the last video. And we just fill that void with a piece of wood as well. And that'll just snap in nice and tight. And we'll just chisel it down so it's nice and flat. And we'll give her a bit of a shape as well. So she's all glued in. And again, we did pick a piece of timber that was as light as we could get, a piece of walnut. It's a lot easier to make a piece darker than it is to make a piece lighter. Well, that's just about it for this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.